Welcome back to Tech Talks from Commercial Baking. I'm your host, Joni Spencer. In this episode, sponsored by Bundy Baking Solutions, I am speaking with Scott Beaker, Bundy's president of PanGlow and EVP of sales for North America. And we are discussing Bundy's full pan solutions with Synova. Hi, Scott. Thanks so much for joining me today.
Good afternoon, Joni. Really glad to be here.
Well, I am very excited to talk about Bundy's pan solutions with Synova. I think there's a lot to unpack, but I think I want to start by just pointing out that Bundy Baking Solutions has long been known as the premier supplier of baking pans, but a smooth process goes beyond just the pan, right?
It sure does. The function of the pan release agent is quite simple. It allows us to extract the baked good, and a simple job, but very important that it's done properly.
Absolutely. So, what are some of the specifics in how pan release impacts the process? I mean, I've been in so many bakeries and the pans are just going and going. What role does the pan release play in that overall process?
Well, quite frankly, it provides a light coating over our release agent. And when done properly, it extends the life of the coating, and it really extends the life of the pan. So it's just that barrier that allows easy extraction without a bunch of physical intervention. For those of you watching that have ever been in a bakery that product is sticking, you can make quite a large pile of product when loaves are coming at you 150 or 200 loaves a minute and they're not coming out of the pan. So it becomes quite a catastrophe at that point.
Right, right. It makes sense to me that a, a manufacturer of pans is going to want to integrate the pan release into their manufacturing. But could you just sort of give me a little bit of background in how Bundy sort of made its foray into pan release agents?
Yeah, so our base business has been pans and coatings for the life of the company, and this seemed like a very logical add-on. For us, it actually made sense to manage that whole portion of the business. We sell the pans, we do the coatings, we do the cleaning, we do the recoatings, we do the pan oil. So if we can manage that whole thing, we feel like we can offer the most complete solution at the lowest operating cost over the long haul is our goal.
So, some people might just make an assumption that pans are pans, and this is very simple. But what you're saying is Bundy provides turnkey.
Yes, I think one of the advantages we have is we've made a conscious effort to invest our time and energy and money into having our folks in our customers' plants so they can stay close to the operation, to our customers, and to their needs. And things change quickly, and so we feel it's just really critical that we're in there with regularity. And there's a comfort level for them to share with us, and we can share with them, as things come and go and as things change.
Right. And I was just going to point out Bundy's reputation for your customer relationships. It's something that you really do hang your hat on. And so when you're in the bakeries and you have these customer relationships, how do you all work with your customers to identify what the right solutions are for pan release?
Well, quite frankly, most all of our folks come from the baking industry. So many of them know much more than just pans and release coatings and pan coatings. So they come with their own experiences. So again, our goal is to make our customers' business better. And we do that by sharing our expertise with pans and coatings and oil, but also our expertise on our past experience as well.
Okay, so at the last IBIE, you launched a new line of release agents, and that's under the Synova brand, right?
Yep, that's correct. People think Synova's brand new, but Synova's been around since about 2019.
Okay, so what you released in released, pardon the pun, what you released in it was Integra, right? Can you tell me a little bit about the Integra product?
Yeah, our Integra launch was just last year. We've had a number of parts, but Our newest product with our most recent technology is Integra. I like to think of it as it's a nice mixture of functional and cost efficient. So it's got some of the really high end blends in it that have great release properties, but don't burn or brown in the oven. It keeps your pans cleaner longer, essentially, is how that works. So, like I said, it's a really nice blend of, nice features, but also still staying competitive price wise.
Right, right. And I know you guys did put a lot of research and strategy into developing Integra. And I like what you said that it's functional and it's cost efficient. And I think those are two really important words in the bakery world right now.
Yeah, and I'm happy to report we've had a lot of people convert to it, and the results have been very positive. We've had some very happy customers that are currently using the product and really like it.
Awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of tie it all together and circle back to what I was thinking about in the beginning of the conversation. And that's just how does the oil applicator fit into the whole pan management scenario from the time that a new pan comes into the bakery through the life of that pan? How does the applicator fit into that?
Well, the oil applicator really is one of the keys to doing it properly. So the two primary functions of an applicator are one, control the amount of oil or pan release agent going into the pan. And then the other critical component is the dispersion. Every pan has certain spots that are prone to sticking. And the more evenly you can get the oil dispersed and the more direct you can get it into those trouble areas, the more effective the applicators are going to be, and then the more effective the release agent is going to be. And I would say release agents are a lot like medicine. You can get too much, and you know when you're getting not enough. But if you get too much, it tends to be more of a long-term issue. You tend to get gumming up, and not necessarily in the pan cavities, but on the overspray, or you might get it in the residual in the corners. And again, it's not the end of the world, but it will cause pans to be cleaned more frequently to avoid cross-contamination. The applicator that we have, there's some higher functions. Some people choose to use them, some don't. A freshly cleaned and glazed pan doesn't require as much oil. So we have programs we can put in the pan oiler that will start it out at a lower amount, and over time, over the life of the pan glaze, we'll actually apply more oil. And it'll do that automatically by pushing the button saying, I'm running this specific set of pans. It keeps track of how many times those pans have gone around. So there's a lot of tools available with our new oil applicators that if people want to take advantage of it, it could really lead to some great savings and much tighter controls on their operation.
Yeah, and you know what else it makes me think of is one, that's one less thing that an operator has to worry about, right?
Yeah. Yes.
And then two, you don't have like from shift to shift, one line operator on one shift has an idea of how it's supposed to be, and then the next shift they have a different idea. Like it helps maintain that consistency, and
Yeah.
so there's
And
not like a back and forth.
yeah. And in addition to the oil amount and dispersion, it also handles pan width, height of the sprayer. Really all pieces of it are included in the programming. We've also used that same technology for an in-store bakery or a very small bakery with a handheld unit. Again, same technology, doesn't require any air, just requires regular power, and they get all the benefits of a commercial grade oiler, in the use of a $5,000 machine, if you will.
Oh,
Yeah, in place of an aerosol can.
so this is something that like if a small or mid-sized baker is watching this, they shouldn't assume, oh, that's like that's
No,
for the
yeah,
high speed production lines. That's not for the little guys like us. There actually is an option for them.
there is, and we sell our oil in 5-gallon totes as well. So in grocery stores, you'll see in-store bakeries all over. So there's quite a market for that. We're very proud of the technology. We at the IBIA we won a Best in Baking award for our commercial pan oiler last year. We're quite proud of that. We have a lot of happy customers that are willing to put their name on the fact that they're glad to talk about it for us. So that makes me feel good about what we're doing and how we're helping them.
Well, that's amazing. Congratulations on the Best in Baking Award at IVIE. That is truly something to be proud of. Well, I have one last question for you, and this is an
All
easy
right.
one.
Okay.
What's the best way for a baker to get in touch and get started with Synova?
Well, I can give you a couple different things. Probably the first and fastest would be if you know who your Bundy salesperson is, ring them up, text them, call them, however you get in touch with them, or wait for them to come in a couple weeks. That would be the most efficient way. If you don't know who your person is, you can reach us at synovaoil.com. And if you don't want to do that, well, you can just call us. The 614-300-1081. And if none of those things work, you can look me up. My name is Scott Beaker. Look me up on LinkedIn or shoot me a text. Many of you know me.
Scott, thank you so much again for your time. This was really fun.
Joni, thank you for having me. Again, glad to visit with you.